Hello VC, this is Roger here. On my lunch break, so I'm going to do a quick video for Farley's Retro Fan Cave 1,000 subs contest. I've been going to get this done. I know I'm procrastinating. It's going to be last minute, but wanted to put this in for Chris. Man, he's got such a great channel. If you don't know Chris, check him out. I'll try to get a link put in below to his channel. If you love heavy metal, check him out. I mean, he is definitely your man. He can talk it, he can show it. Horror movies in general, science fiction, soundtracks to movies. Man, he's got some country in there too, so he's got a little bit of everything. But he wanted to do us to answer 4 questions. Chris is one of those, he likes to get to know you a little better, and by these questions, it's music related, but yet it's not. So, first question: name or talk about the person that drew you into the music. Of course, like a ton of people, your parents get you started into it. You grow up listening to it, but I'm going to talk about Daniel. Daniel is a good buddy of mine. We met in 1st grade, and through the years, get up about 5th, 6th grade, we started getting to spend the night at each other's house and stuff. And man, he introduced me to some music. And I need to talk to him sometime and ask him where he got this music, where he learned about it, because I'm not sure. We were both from small town Texas. I mean, you get the radio stations, and this is pre-internet, so other than a few magazines and stuff, I'm not sure where he got it, but he introduced it to me, and I thank you for it, Daniel. You opened my eyes to so much more. Daniel brought me into seeing rock and roll. This is the 70s. So he introduced me to some music that I'd grown up, like I said, listening to my parents' music, my dad's rock, what I call the rock roots, the rockabilly, early rock, and I listened to country and some of my dad's soundtracks and stuff that he had, but I didn't really know much about the 60s music. I did have an older brother, but he's 6 years older than me, so we never were musically wise or a lot of stuff. Growing up, you got to think, by the time he was getting into stuff, I was the brat kid behind him, trying to get in his way, and he didn't like me being around at times, and I was a burr under his saddle, and he didn't care for me at times, and I apologize for that, but so I never heard his music. That he listened to was when he was in his car and with his buddies and stuff. When he was at home, he didn't listen to a lot of music. So I didn't get that influence from him. I did hear some stuff, but Daniel introduced me to Elton John. You got to think, here I go from rockabilly, Elvis, all of this type stuff, Buddy Holly, and some country, to the extravagant Elton John. Yeah, I'd heard a little bit of Elton on the radio, but there again, this is small town West Texas. We had 2 or 3 stations that came in, and for the most part, you didn't hear just a ton of hard rock. It was mellow rock, top 40 hits. And so, of course, Elton made some of that top 40. So, but then Daniel showed me the albums. I remember him showing me Captain Fantastic and Goodbye Yellow Brick Road, and man, those just blew me away. But then he introduced me to Aerosmith, and oh man, I never had heard anything like that. I thought, wow, what in the world have I got into now? I love this. To Draw the Line, Rocks, Toys in the Attic. Man, I just love that stuff. And then he introduced me to the one, if you saw my response to Brad over at H2 Vinyl's video about Rock-A-Fire Explosion, go check that out. Daniel introduced me to Kiss, and man, that was mind blowing. Poof! I mean, I didn't know what to do. Just like now, it's taking my words away. I can't explain how I felt. But Daniel, he's the one that opened my eyes to rock and roll. The rock and roll of the 70s and 80s, or 70s and late 60s, I should say. Second question Chris asked. Favorite thing about the VC? I think the thing I like the best is the camaraderie, the acceptance. It doesn't matter if you're a country fan, if you're a jazz fan, classics fan, mainstream, pop, rock and roll, heavy metal, thrash metal. It doesn't matter. You're accepted, and people want to know what you're listening to. People want to talk to you about what you're listening to and enjoy your comments back. I think that's what I like about it. Like many people have said, in our everyday lives, I don't have people that I can talk music with. My wife, luckily, likes a little bit of music. So, but she's not the diehard fan that I am. So, still, my daughter comes the closest. My daughter is a chip off the old block. Me and her talk music a lot. But other than her, I don't have that outlet as really to talk music with a lot of people. So this isn't my outlet, and my passion I get to express that and hear y'all's expressions about it through the VC, and that's what I love about it. And everyone's backing everybody, everyone's cheering each other on. I love the needle drops, man. Y'all guys have exposed me to so much. Like I said again, West Texas, we're not exposed to a ton of stuff out here. You guys have exposed me to so much with your needle drops and the music you have shown, and it has opened my world up even further. So I appreciate you guys for that. Thing you don't like about the VC? I don't know how to answer this. I've only been in the VC about 6 months. I haven't seen anything that just really ticks me off. I guess the closest I could say is there are a few out there that have for lack of a better word, the mega collections, and they kind of, in the way they talk about them or something, or they kind of show a little arrogance about their collection maybe. Maybe they put down that you don't have a near mint condition record, where mine's maybe just a good version, but it plays and I love it. Some of their music, their records, I'd almost be scared to touch. They're so crisp and clean and stuff. So maybe some of those, kind of the arrogant, and I don't want to say it arrogance because they're not really arrogant, but they can come off sometimes as being that way. I don't think they mean to, but sometimes they do a little bit. I guess that's the thing that gets me a little bit. But other than that, I haven't really found anything that bothers me on the VC. That's one thing I like about it. If you could spend a day with someone in the VC, who would it be and what would you do? Well, I'm going to answer the second part of that first. Of course, the second part is going to be, we're going to do some crate digging. We're going to go do some record shopping. Now, who would it be with? Like a lot of these other guys, I can't give you one answer. I would have to go with people that's got kind of the same interest I have, and that's going to be those guys that's got the eclectic taste, that's got the broad range of taste. I'd go with Billy Hurst, man. Billy, from the diehard country to the thrash metal, man, he's got it. He likes it all. I like that. Andy's Vinyl Den. James Griffith, man, I want to go to England and hang out with James and Headley. and Steve Whitty. Man, those guys, I'd have a blast. I know a bunch of those guys got together recently and got to go on a record dig and stuff. Man, I'd have loved to have been with that group of guys. So that's the kind of people I'm drawn to. I know there's some more I'm overlooking, and that's one thing I hate about these is I forget to name somebody that later I'm going to come back and go, yep, I should have named them. I know it. But just quick off the top of my head, those are the ones I'm going to say because they've got such a broad range of stuff they like. So that's my entry, Chris. I hope you like it. I know you had a bonus of show your talent. I was going to play my drums for you, but I'm at work. That ain't happening. So maybe one of these days I'll play my drums and you'll all get to see that. But anyway, no bonus this time around. So anyway, Chris, keep up the good work, man. Love your channel. I love your enthusiasm. I love your passion. I love your thoughtfulness. You're one of the most nicest, gracious guys I can imagine. Just from talking with you on the VC and stuff. And man, keep up the great work. You do good things, man. That's my entry. Hope you like it. Peace and be blessed, guys.